Hi, welcome to my channel. This is Darcy's Mixed Media, and I'm Darcy. You're not generally going to find anybody else doing a video on here than me, but you know, never know. You never know if I might have a guest. Alright, so I don't think this is thin enough. I'm going to try it on the paper first, and then I might try it on the gel plate. Just more experimenting. So, I'm not buying the Floetrol because, I don't know, I just didn't want to. Partly because it said latex, and I don't like to have to wear gloves. And if I use latex, I have to wear gloves, although I didn't look at the ingredients on this. This is clear gesso, acrylic medium. So I did like one part that, one part Liquitex. And some water, which is probably ends up being 1 part water. They don't put the, well, it doesn't say that it has latex, so it should be okay. But the Floetrol, I think, has, it either has latex or it's for latex paint. I don't know. Y'all can correct me if I'm like not understanding, alright, how life is supposed to be. We're hoping to get some blooms and some cells and whatnot. I guess I need more. So I need something for them to bloom in. So I've got the mix here. I do have the golden that should be here in the next day or so. It's a GAC 800. I didn't mix that. It's either bubbles or I didn't mix it real great, but I want to make this a little flat-ish. Just want to spread it out. Oh, some people use like a pick, just to make sure it's smooth. I want it to cover as much as the paper as possible. Shoot, I just remembered too, I was gonna try to maybe tape this to a an acrylic plate that I have, just so that I can keep it straight when I move it. You know, that's all. Let me see if I can, I just want this to smooth out some. I might have to add some to it. I might have to add more, I don't know. Spraying is not work. Also, I have too big of a space here. It's probably also part of my problem. So I'm continuing on with the, trying to make fractals, basically, is what I'm continuing on with. Just trying to make some fractals, some blooming fractals. Just want to make some blooming fractals. And this is not going to be smooth, and that'll affect things, but it still might be a really cool thing. Okay, so what people generally will do when making the Dendrite Fractals is they'll put like some Liquitex acrylic ink and then put a drop of alcohol. What I saw on, what was her name? Miriam's Nature, Miriam with a Y. I don't know why I cleaned that one out and then used this one. She added the alcohol before. I need a clean pipette. Pipette. I buy them by the hundreds. I got lots. Well, I don't know. They don't take up a lot of space, and it costs less per pipette to buy them in a larger quantity. And now that I'm like doing all this experimenting, kind of glad I did. So I'm putting a few drops in there, and I also have some India ink over here and some fluid acrylic there. I just added some too. And then I also have, whew, that's strong. I have a window open. Don't worry. Don't worry about me. And then I have my special sauce. I'm calling it TJ sauce. Texture Junkies came up with this. It's a little bit thicker than just plain alcohol. It's about 80% solution because I've got 70% hand sanitizer and 91% isopropyl alcohol. Mix a 1:1 ratio to get about an 80%, you know, multiply two numbers together, divide by 1, you get the average. So it's like 80.5% or something like that. Okay. Now we have this brayer covered in this, but we'll just put it over there and hope it doesn't fall on anything. I need more pipettes. Oh, where's my pipettes from yesterday? Or pipettes. I like pipette. Didn't pipette sound fun? Alright, here's the one for the... Stir that. Add a drop of that. I'll see what happens. Oh, it's kind of fun when a bubble does it, though. Alright, the India ink, we don't always get quite as much happening. And I might have to add more... I don't know why that's so dark. Okay, and then... This one is the, I think whatever was in that pipette just went in the, this one is the acrylic ink. Yeah, look at that. Isn't that fun? I don't want like big circles though. I kind of want to put them next to each other or something. But they make this, you were getting fractals. That spread out that happens is a fractal. And now let's do the Quinacridone Violet Fluid Acrylic. The only thing is about doing it like this is I don't have the patience for waiting for this to dry. But oh my goodness, isn't that so cool? Now if I do it on the edge of the page, then it only has to go out to, all right, I'm not getting as much. I might not have enough, so I'm gonna take my TJ sauce and not take the cover off. I mean, this was starting to come, I didn't want to do that. And let's add some of that if we can. Where's the needle? I know, I got new bottles coming so that I won't have to do this all the time. I had the needle, it was, oh shoot. Or the pen, it was a pen. I also have needles. Let's gently pick up this thing over here, which has all kinds of sharp things in it. Oh, this one might fit a paper clip. Ugh, that got really thick right there. But you do see where it does fractal out? Oh, come on. Well, we'll just do this. Just take the cover off the spray, or I could have taken the cover off of that and use a little pipette. Pipette. So now it's dried a little bit, so now, and because it's a thicker, but it's blooming, wouldn't you call that a bloom? It's not doing quite what I was hoping it would do. It's doing different things in this than it did in what I was doing yesterday. That's cool though. I like the circle inside the circle, except we don't want boobies, so let's put a third one. There we go. I don't know what happened there. Still cool though. All right. Ooh, don't spill it. Don't spill it. Don't spill it. What else? So the other thing to try, I think I'll try, I'm going to try this in the next video, the stamp cleaner. I didn't know which stamp cleaner to get, but Miriam was talking about stamp cleaner. I have like a whole list of different substrates I want to try, base mixes, the solvent, and the medium to try. You know, just to see what happens. Let's see. Oh, I'll show you what alcohol ink does in this. Alcohol ink tends to have a binder, so it's not going to spread out quite as far, although that one's not doing too bad. But if I add a little bit of alcohol to it, it'll spread a little further. And what helps it spread is that it's got something in it. The alcohol pushes it out, as far as I know. If I know anything, I don't know anything. I can pretend to know stuff, but you know, I don't. I know nothing. I'm just trying stuff and having fun. I'm looking for fractals. Is what I'm looking for. But even if I just get this bloom kind of thing happening, I like that too. Ooh. I also like to play, I like to mix them all up too. Like this is tarnished brass distress paint, because this is it's a pack of 3, and this is what I can find at this point. So if I like stick that in there, and then add a little drop of alcohol, it spreads out and does stuff. And I think I talked about in the last video, I'm not sure, that I learned about a little, well, just watching videos, learned, they didn't say per se, but because of what I was looking for, that when you do the paint pours and you get the cells, it's called a bloom. So yeah, it's not doing exactly what I hoped it would do, but I'll still end up with cool stuff. So this is kind of what I'm playing with, trying to get these kind of things happening, especially that fractal thing happening where it spreads out like that. But I'm going to try it on the gel plate and see what happens. Now that I have, yeah, I'll get a clean one. Or clean-ish. Oh, that's the new one. Let's get one that's not brand new for one. Is that the older one? Okay, it's pretty sad if I can't tell which is the newer 8x10 and which is the older 8x10. Tells a lot about how I treat how I treat gel plates, doesn't it? Alright, where's this? So, I'm going to do a layer of this. A nice thick layer. Usually you don't want a lot of paint on a gel plate, but this time I do. And I'm not sure if this is not a clear base, because it does have the white in it too. Ooh, and I got some really cool things just using acrylic paint yesterday too, which I did not do on video, because that would have been smart. But anyway. So this is the acrylic. You do it on the edge too, so that I don't always get circles. That is a lot. And so that's the acrylic. It needs a little something to push it, doesn't it? There we go. Then we start to get the fractals happening. As if I put a lot. Push. Push it real good. Do, 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 do. I'm not worried about copyright because you can't really tell from my singing that it's an actual song. Well, I kind of ruined it, didn't I? Let's see. If I let it, let's see. I'm sorry, I just like watching it. If I can get it to do it. It's doing it a little bit on the edge. I'm just curious to see what's going to happen when I get the golden stuff. So this is, I already said that, right? The acrylic medium clear gesso, which I probably could have just watered down and used by itself as well. I didn't have to add the acrylic paint. And then sometimes in here, I just like to add more little bits to push off of stuff, because why not? Alright, we've got the other one over here. Let's do an edge here. And add some of the TJ sauce. I might be better off if I use just the Ike alcohol, but I don't know. See, now it's splitting here a little bit. This is just a lot of testing things out too. That's the butterscotch alcohol ink, Tim Holtz. Whoops. And a big, almost looking like a Zia orb. What's a Zia orb? You have to go look at pmartiststudio.com to know what a Zia orb is. Just saying. But it is blooming, and I'm looking for bloom. You know what I mean? That's what I want, because the May prompt is bring on the blooms. Right now we just have a lot of mess, although we do have this going on here, but as soon as I put paper on, it's gonna disappear. That's the thing. It's just so wet. What happens if, yeah, see, it's just gonna spread onto the paper, and I'm not, oh wait, maybe. Oh, and now I've got, that's smart. Real smart lady. And now I get a brain. Not in my head. Looks kind of like a brain right there. Oh, I did get some of that happening on here. Oh, it doesn't show as much on this side. But there's a little bit of the fractals on the edges showing on that. The rest is just wet and messy. It's just wet, messy, and smelly. I don't have a lot of space to put stuff. Some of my stuff got stuck to each other yesterday. That was an issue. Alright, set that there, hopefully. Won't drip dry on too much stuff. So yeah, I'm just gonna, I might just keep doing what I was doing yesterday. I don't know. I've got some watermelon, danger, flammable. I gotta remember that when I'm drying these. If I dry them. Danger, flammable. Oh, that's really quite reddish pinkish, isn't it? I don't want big circles everywhere either, though. That's part of it. I was like, oh, I'll just spray it. Well, I put the cover on the spray, so how? How am I going to just spray it? I should put some alcohol ink in a spray. And this is how Sharon on Texture Junkies uses. She generally just uses a bunch of alcohol inks and her TJ sauce and just plays with it and does kind of what I'm doing, except for she just uses alcohol inks, where I'm kind of like, oh, let's try some acrylic ink. Let's try some India ink, you know. This is acrylic ink. Yeah, the last one I did a voiceover on. I don't know. And I don't suppose this is gonna suddenly start working. No, but I got like the perfect drip out of there yesterday, and now it's just being a drip. Drippy doopy drippy doo. Well, let's go ahead and try the regular alcohol then. Do I have a clean one of these? That's fairly clean. Just has the other alcohol in it. Put that on there, and the white. I'm looking for where I just put the white ink. That's what I'm looking for. Because, I mean, I did this so much yesterday that when I close my eyes to go to sleep, you ever do that? See, and I get it too wet. That's the problem too. Oh, I didn't have my watercolors out yesterday. Yeah, I was just closed my eyes and I was seeing, oh, crumpity crumps. Just the stuff, especially the metallic, which is like some of the most fun to watch when you put the alcohol on it. Try to put it right in the middle of the white. I'm trying to get that. You know how they do with the paint pours? You know, I know you know. She knows, she knows, you know she knows. What if I put a top of this, drop of this on top? Then what happens? Will I get cells? I don't know. I don't have enough paint there. I could blow it and see. Did I get cells? Not really. Because I don't know what I'm doing. And I don't have the right paint underneath. I'm aware of that. Let's just add more stuff. Oh, I was also playing with the Distress inks. This one's tea dye, so it should have a little bit of orange red to it. I kind of liked what happened with these, with the alcohol. They do stuff. They do stuff. They do stuff. Especially if you don't take your sweet old time getting to the alcohol. It's funny because when you use the tea dye on the pad, it's like a reddish color, but when you use it out of the re-inker, it's almost like well, it's a little bit more on the red side, but you can hardly tell the difference between that. Although here, let's see the vintage photo. Let's see the difference between those two. Put one right next to it. A couple places. And whoa. I'm a little heavy-handed with the alcohol. That's the main problem. But fun, cool stuff happens, you know. Don't need that much. Where are we? Whoops. Now it just wants to fall out of the pipette. That doesn't help. And this is the TJ sauce one. It's a little thicker. Now, if I just let it sit, it will eventually dry. Eventually, someday. Oh, look what's, can you see that? Let me see. This is the stuff I'm talking about, that, you know, you close your eyes at night and that's what you see. Whoa! Alright. My arm popped up and then my camera turned off. So if I could do that, I think I need to, my spring is tight on here. Let's see, loosen it, there we go. There, that way it's not gonna just pop back up on me. Or is it this one? I want you guys to see what I see. Except I can't hold the arm still. Oh, Nathan's alarm is about to go off. To see that metallic in there kind of moving? I don't know. If I speed it up. I don't know how to speed up just one section though. I know what to do. Now this part I will speed up so you can see it move more quickly. Hopefully I was able to splice in like a fast forward of whatever it is I just did. I'm just like, y'all want to see this close up, right? It's just, did anything happen? Anything happening? Am I in the right spot? I can't even tell where I am with the camera. But it's more fun to see it like really close up. That's the thing. And it really helps if I turn on a light. I mean, well, maybe it doesn't, because now we just got reflection everywhere. Alright, we'll come back up here. My camera's going to keep moving until I... Okay, stay... Oops. I'm telling you to stay here. Camera. Arm. Articulated arm. I'm telling you where to stay. Now stay. Except now I want you down a little bit, but you're going to keep going back up to that place where I tightened you up. So it might be easier just to do this. See if I want the whole thing in there. Straight. Make Mariah happy. Oh my goodness. I thought the camera stopped for a second. Alright, I'm going to pick up this mess, I think. Oh, I just got messes. That's all I got. I don't think this paper is going to work so much. I think this is like a very porous paper. So it's a poor choice for this, maybe, but I haven't tried this paper yet. So I'll pick up what I can here and then play some more with what's on there. Kind of like what I was doing yesterday. Except for now I press down a little bit and then I pick straight up. And then we have interesting stuff going on. Even if I'm not going to see the blooms and the fractals exactly as they went on, I'm still going to have interesting paper happening. This is thinner paper and it's just going right through the other side. Where's my 32? I'll be right back. I'm going to go grab some 32-pound premium paper because that seems to be... Oh, no, actually, now that I said that, I just remembered I have this cardstock, which is not too bad with this. So it moves. That's the problem, is every time I put it down, I try to keep it from moving, but it wants to move like every time. And I want to pick it up straight up. Because then you get some, like, I think they're called dendrites. It's just the little lines and stuff. So, you know, that'll make an interesting background on a tag or something somewhere. And this paper's thicker, which is a little bit better. I won't remember where I put that. I promise you I will not remember where I put that. What do I want to do? Take the brayer I hate and just kind of smooth that all out. I'm going to try to clean it off and see if it will be better when I clean it off. But I don't think I ever really cared for that very much. I don't know. And I'm just going to put some clear gesso on here so I have something down to play on. I wish I wasn't getting all that. I wish it would be a little more smoother. That's part of the problem. I wish I could figure out how to make that smooth, but I mean, I don't know why it does that. I don't know if it's this though. You know what? I don't know. I might have just thrown that away. We'll see. Because if I could do this and get, no, see, it still wants, it's because it's thick, but I want it thick. But at least I'm getting, well, I was getting thinner lines going the other way, maybe. Whatever. Alright. That's a weird color, but we'll change that up. Come on. This one didn't have a cover on it all night, so we'll have to give it a little bit of forgiveness. 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 Even if she don't love you anymore. I'm an 80s teenager. Let's stop making that look like balls for a second. Yeah, you gotta be careful because sometimes when you lay down inks and stuff, you get stuff that you don't want in your on your page or tag or whatever. So if you're making them into tags, you can just cut off the phallic stuff that happens from time to time. You know it happens. You know it happens. Let's see. I don't know what it looks like now. I started with an X. Who knows? But I don't want like just spots everywhere. Does that make sense? So. Oh, I was going to do something with some watercolors too. I'll just need to add some water to them. And use a paintbrush to get them out. Probably ruined that paintbrush that was been sitting in water for who knows how long. Just kind of splatter some of that. This is core watercolor. Just taking my expensive watercolor and just spraying it wherever. And then I can take this and spray it and see what happens with different. It does not like what's in there. I'm telling you right now. Do I have? Yes, I do. Okay. I get a little bit more happening when I use the plain alcohol ink on the metallic rather than the TJ sauce. Nothing against the TJ sauce. We love the TJ sauce. We do. We truly, truly do. It does some fun stuff. I had some gouache to try out too. I haven't tried gouache yet. Oh, Prussian blue. Oh, I do have something that's Prussian blue and I didn't even realize it. It came, oh, it's not even open. It came in with some like calligraphy things. Like, got at the thrift store. Hey, at least it matches the shirt I'm wearing. How do you can't really shake it. It's just, who knows how long it's been there. I mean, I got it at the thrift store. So, yeah, it's probably settled at some point. I hear a car. Is it across the street? Nope, not Joel, not Dad. Dad's on his way home from Massachusetts because he keeps his doctor appointments up there. I'm just gonna go ahead and put that sauce. I don't know why she calls it sauce. It's a solvent, TJ solvent, in the gouache, and then whatever else was sitting in there. Maybe I should have added water to the gouache. I don't know. We'll see what happens, because right now it's got the alcohol stuff in it. Ooh, ooh, do you see some of the stuff it's doing? Look what it does in the weight. It's doing interesting. Oh, you know what? I'm using a brush like I don't have pipettes right here. I could be more precise with it, couldn't I? Put it in some of the... So yeah, now I've tried gouache on this interesting... And it has alcohol in it, so it's doing interesting... Isn't that... Do you see that? Do you see that? Isn't that... It's just... Okay, playing with chemicals is fun. Is that what we come to... That's what we get out of this? Playing with chemicals is fun. That's what I'm doing, is playing with chemicals, basically. I'm just sticking with alcohol today, and I'll do the other stuff tomorrow. I think I mixed it a little yesterday, and that might have been might have been a little bit of a mistake. I mean, I wasn't getting like toxic fumes, but I was like, I might be getting toxic fumes and just don't know it. And then I'm just lifting it straight off. I could do it a different way, but that's just how I've been doing it, and I've been getting interesting, fun stuff. Oh, I played after I finished the video yesterday, or the video that will go up the day before this one goes up. And then I also cut them all down, so I'll show you what I mean by I used a, let's see, where is it? Okay, so here I just put down a layer of acrylic paint and played and came up with some fun, cool stuff. And here, so these you haven't seen yet. I love what's going on with the, I don't love pink, but I do like what's happening with all that stuff happening in the background. And then I don't know how I feel about the ones with the black. They're a little dark, but if I splatter some white and or gold, it'll be good. I also was like splattering stuff. Okay, this is on sticker paper. So when I was using the heat gun, it was melting stuff, and I was like, well, that's textural. Yeah, that's not dangerous at all. Kids, don't try that at home. There's more with the black. The black kind of overwhelmed it. Which other ones hadn't you seen yet? I don't think you saw that one. Or that. Ooh, these I could tell the ones that have the other stuff on them. I think you saw these, but like, see with that, with the white border cut off, it looks even cooler. That one I had the base, a paint base, and just played with alcohol inks on top of it and got some fun stuff happening. And this is on Yupo paper that I played on some Yupo paper. It feels like it's never gonna ever totally dry ever in its whole life. So I kind of gave up on using Yupo paper for this. Great for stencils though. This is also on Yupo paper. And yeah, you don't want to iron Yupo paper. Don't ask me how I know. Did I show you that one yesterday? It has that, I don't know. Oh, I did. This is one of my favorites from the last video. Can you see the dragonfly? I did point it out in the last video when I did the voiceover. So I just did the voiceover. And did I show you this one already? I think I did. And oh no, I showed you that one. And I think I showed you that one. And then there's that one. But what happened with the acrylic paint, when I'm lifting, it takes some off each time, and then there's all that stuff behind it, which is really quite cool. There's a little bit there. So I don't know if I want to keep doing that with the, just put acrylic paint on there, or if I want to keep trying to get the some cells going or something. I don't know. I just want to play on my gel plate, and I just apparently wanted more stuff to play with. Alright, let's go in the green, gold, green. Let's go in a green direction. Like I said, I don't want just circles, so I'm going to stop putting drops on. Speaking of green, that's weathered wood. Oh, and I'm still waiting for my distress oxides to come. I did order one that will be here by Friday. I don't remember when the other ones are supposed to get here. Ooh, I also have my patinas, because, you know, just use things that are not intended for a gel plate, because that's fun to do. Oh, one lady said when you're mixing your inks, you don't want bubbles, so you should just mix them like this. Yeah, I don't care about bubbles. I'm not doing a specific kind of paint. Nothing's going to come out. And I don't know where my needle is. I don't think this is thin enough. Because what? Oh, it is. Am I going to get anything now? I've learned the hard way not to poke the bear. This is the bear. This is the bear. Don't poke the bear. Don't squeeze too hard, is what I'm saying. Not much coming out there. I was looking for, let's see, it's going to have, well, I could just use the weathered wood, but I've got, yeah, I'll just use a little weathered wood, maybe. So it's a little less. You remember how Louisa Heinzel was doing her little lines and stuff? It's a little. It's like this. This is like that, but on steroids. Because I've got the alcohol and all the different mediums with the watercolor and the alcohol, not the alcohol, the alcohol inks. Ooh, alcohol inks. I don't want that blue. Maybe, do I want to yellow it out any? A little bit of butterscotch. Well, I don't want to lime it out, so just add a little bit of that, which is causing a little reaction with some metallics. Speaking of metallics, this Victorian gold we've got here, the patina. I have to remember to check because sometimes I think I'm in frame and I'm not, and then I come back later and I'm just like, what in the world is wrong with you, lady? And I might just go ahead and spray this. Oh, it feels stronger than yesterday. Or maybe because the air is not moving as much. And I had the window open yesterday and I have the window open today, but I'm going to turn my fan on for a minute so it can blow away from me. Also, another pipette. Good thing I buy these by the dose. Okay, let me get some of my watered down stuff here. Let me attempt to get some. I might have to add more water just to be able to get it in there. There we go. I'm going to put some of this over some stuff. Whoops, not that much. Like I said, I might have to water it down. Because this, I don't know if this has the stuff that does the cell activator or not. Alright, and let's blow. Oh, yeah, that's making a mess. The O is not because I was seeing cool stuff, it was because I'm making a mess. But, I mean, unless you want me to put my head in there and blow, I don't really want to do that. I do want to come in here with, whoops, some of the bits that I want moving. Because, well, I know that the Distress inks react nicely with alcohol. Who knew? I only know because I've been playing around with it. So these where I'm doing the dark blue there is the weathered wood. And I know, I could just wait for the reaction. Me wait for a reaction? And when I was watching Sharon at Texture Junkies do her thing, I was like, why did she put so much stuff on there? Well, now I know. Truly, truly, now I know. I'm going to add some more water to that white stuff. And I might add a little bit more clear gesso to it too. I said it was a acrylic medium, but I think I might get more stuff happening when I get my golden GAC 800. Yeah, that's what it's called, GAC 800. See, you don't want it to all be really super dark. You want to have some other stuff going on, right? I'm assuming. I want just plain alcohol this time. Also, you end up getting a lot of alcohol in here and you're just like, I need to slow my roll. But you know what? I don't want to because now it's a mess. This is not a guaranteed, but oh shoot. What I'm hoping by blowing on it is that I might get some cell activation, but I'm not. That's alright. Should we clean it up? Oh my goodness. It's getting, see, that's how far she goes. There she blows. Did you guys know that I'm only about a half hour away from Johnny Depp right now? During his trials? Yep. I live that far north. I live in Virginia. See, it's still interesting. And I think they're called, anyway, it's got texture because of the paint that's getting stuck, you know, pulled up like that. Did I move it too fast? Were you able to see it or not? I don't know. Let's see. Should we make some more stuff happen? And then, like, there's some empty spots here. Whoops. At least there's less on here, so I'm not spraying it quite as far. Whew. I'm starting to get a headache, though. What else do we want to do? We've got some green gold on there. What's this? Eggplant? I want some eggplant, but I don't want it in big drops. So I'm going to put it in here, and I'm going to use a paintbrush to get smaller little bits. Where's water that's, I don't know. Like this. Like I was doing on my splatter paper, if you saw that. Because sometimes I don't want big giant blobs of alcohol ink. I want to spread it around so I can and see other things at the same time. Like, let's see, what was in here? I think this was, oh, the acrylic ink with alcohol in it. That's what that was. And this is watercolor, which by now probably has some stuff in it. I don't know. You know what they need? I don't know who they are. They need like a clear gesso that I can just spray on here after it dries so I can lift it up without messing anything up. Although if I look on the other side, this is gonna move stuff, but that's okay. It doesn't look quite as cool on this side as it does. I mean, and maybe you don't think it looks cool on this side. I don't know. It's something. And spray it with the sauce, and then stuff spreads out, and then do some acrylic ink. And what else do we need? Do we need a little brown? Should we do some vintage photo? Oh, should we do a little bit of orange? I haven't used my Azo Gold yet. This one's almost gone, but that's okay. I have another one, same size. Then when that one gets close to gone, I'll get a new one. No, I want this one. A little bit more happens with just the plain, with certain things. Like the Distress inks, with just the plain rubbing alcohol is kind of cool. I'm a little nervous to leave the rubbing alcohol open. Not because of the smell. Nope. Because I know I'll probably spill it. That's why. Let's see. But the alcohol is a solvent, and it pushes things. But it's not I don't know. I'm doing something wrong. Not wrong. There's no wrong. I'm doing something that's not getting the results I really want. That's what I mean. There is no right or wrong when it comes to experimentation. And well, except, you know, don't mix alcohol. Well, don't mix alcohol and pills. Don't mix bleach and ammonia. That's a rule. That's a hard and fast rule. If you're messing around with solvents, there are certain ones you do not want to be mixing together. But, you know, that'll make a fun background somewhere, and it's got texture because of how I pulled it up. Because it still has some paint on there and just all the different mediums. This is definitely mixed media playing right here. Definitely got some mixed media stuff going on. Let's look at this one we started on today, right? It's never going to dry. This is why I moved to the gel plate, because I'm like, I do not have the patience for this, and then I'm not in love with it to begin with. But this is where the whole idea came from, in the original idea with the fractals, and trying to get fractals on paper and whatnot. Don't spray it with water. That's not what you want to do. But what I do want to do, well, I'm gonna get as much of this wet stuff off as I can, and then I might do a cool so I can switch colors, basically. Just change my color palette a little bit. I like the blues in there. That's the weathered wood. And then, you know, it's just, I don't know, there's some interest there. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Let's go ahead and I'm going to pick this up some, and then I'm going to put down a layer of just acrylic paint like I did yesterday and just play with that and see what happens, because having the dark color underneath was kind of fun. This is way thick. Alright, so I'm going to start just by picking up the extra paint here, which I've got some good color there, so it's not a bad thing. And I'm going to do it like this so I get still more of that pattern going on. See, not a bad thing. It's never a bad thing. And kind of spread that out a little bit more. I mean, I don't recommend using solvents and all this stuff all at once on your plate, unless you're crazy like me and don't mind making a huge mess and have almost an infinite amount of supplies because you overspend on your art supplies, but then you have it when it's there. You know what I mean? You know what? Yeah, I think I will not put anything down this time and see what happens. I keep putting a base layer of paint, but then I'm like, I just realized I don't think that, so that's still pretty. I don't think that Louisa put down a base layer, did she, when she was doing her little lines and her, I don't know, how much time do we have? 'Cause I don't, yeah, we're actually almost done. I think what I do next will be in another video. I think I'll try to do one plate session per video. That gives you more days to watch me with less time at a time. So they're more like 30-minute videos instead of hour-long videos. So, and see, even this, that makes a fun that makes a great background somewhere. So, I like what alcohol inks and acrylics do, like how they mesh on a page. I had forgotten about that till somebody said something, and I looked at my old ones and I'm like, oh yeah, I like that. That one's still very wet. You just saw that one. And there's that one. There's this sad, at least it's drying thing going on here. I couldn't even tell you which is the side I put down, actually. Oh, that's the side. Lost my fractals. Oh, you can see them on this side a little bit, though. Let's see. Oh, don't set that somewhere. Oh, here's one. There's that one. And there's, don't mind my arm. Not that I excused it the last few times. There's that one. I think I have more. Oh, see this one? Alright, you're not going to see this video with the bug. But he's still not dry. He's on Yupo paper. He's still not dry. That was one of the first ones I did today before I changed color schemes. And this one was before I changed color schemes. And there's actually some texture because this is like sticking up right here. I don't remember what that was. But something left a lump. So there's more texture. We just see that as texture. Alright, you guys, I hope you're enjoying these experiments and the fun I'm having. The next video, one of the next videos, I'll do a darker color acrylic on the bottom, and another one I'll just start with a base, nothing on the plate, and see what happens. Because yeah, that's the one I just put up there. Yep. But yeah, see, even that, I actually love that. So, hope you guys all have a delightful day. And I'll see you in the next video, or I'll talk to you in the next video. I won't see you. That's too creepy. Love you.